Hey everyone, welcome to Phone Arena's in-depth video review of the Motorola Defy, which is available through T-Mobile for the contract price of $100. It's a rugged style handset that has some unique perks to it, such as being dust-proof and even water-resistant. Design-wise, the Motorola Defy might not look as pretty as the Motorola i1 on Sprint and Boost Mobile, but it has a very minimalistic approach to it. As you can tell from the front, it's pretty much clean. It's constructed out of plastic and utilizes a two-tone color finish with the white on black. The black portion has this almost soft touch coating to it, but almost like a neoprene coating, which does a good job in repelling any water. It's very compact. It's not that heavy at all. It's pretty average in size, pretty lightweight too. But the screws all around the handset does give you that notion that it's a pretty durable handset. This isn't something we normally do, but we're just going to show you how the handset managed to defy the odds by being water resistant. At first, we're a little bit hesitant about just dunking it in, but we'll just show you exactly what happens to the handset as you pour some water. So right now, it's playing a song, and you could hear it in the background a little bit. So as we begin to pour some water over the handset, it's not a problem. As you can tell, it's not even sticking on the handset. If you pour it over the earpiece, though, the volume of the sound just goes down just a little bit. And if we look at the back with that type of neoprene coating to it, as you can tell, the water just doesn't want to stay on there. It's very resistant, so that's pretty neat. So now the true test is just dunking it in, and we'll continue to play the music, and you'll see how it handles here. So now it's fully submerged, and it's just really impressive to see a handset like this without having any type of third-party accessory or case to still work. It's still playing the song underneath all the water. And as you take it out, as you can tell, it's still working pretty good here. Just lower down the volume here real quick. And as you could see too, it just doesn't really, the water doesn't like to stick on it, which is the great part about this handset. Powering the handset under the hood is an 800 MHz processor, and although it might not be as speedy or fast as something like the Motorola Droid 2 or the Droid X, it is a commendable job in just getting about the platform. There's barely any evidence of any lag, and you're not going to have too much of an issue with it. Unfortunately, though, it is Android 2.1 on the handset instead of 2.2, but it does come with Motorola's unique customized interface with the advanced motor blur. So it does heavily integrate a lot of social networking aspects through the home screen with the various widgets. Aside from that, it's just your typical Android experience. Messaging is pretty good, especially if you get a hang of using swipe. You have that as an option available to you, so if you know how to use this intricate way of inputting text, it should be relatively easy. The screen size is pretty manageable, not the largest real estate, but you get the job done as well. On top of that, you have the multi-touch keyboard, so if you want to prefer that option, you have that as well. Needless to say, the Gmail experience on the Motorola Defy is nothing different from other Android handsets that we checked out previously. So it offers a rich experience, everything that you expect out of just using Gmail on the traditional desktop computer. It even breaks down your messages to threaded view, so you always know the history. And on top of that, it just offers a wide array of features that you find on the desktop version. Something different with the Motorola Defy is that it offers this thing called the Family Room panel and also application, as you can tell here on screen. Basically what it does, it just aggregates all the latest content from your family members, either a brother, sister, father, or mother, and directly posts it on the home screen. So you'll see their status updates. And on top of that, you could send a blast text message, so it'll automatically send to all your family members that you preset with the handset. Or you could even send them an email by doing an e-blast email. You have that option as well. But it's something you have to initially set up with the application, and it works pretty decently. The web browsing experience is pretty decent on the Motorola Defy, even though it's Android 2.1, doesn't have full flash support. As far as scrolling, it does do a manageable job. There is a little bit of a lag, or not as responsive as we like. It has multi-touch gestures. You could double tap to specific areas, so you could zoom in, so it automatically will resize the text. And overall, most people will be happy. Most flash content will load up, but not fully, just because it has support for flashlight. And one of the neat things about the music player is the fact that it's powered by TuneWiki, so as you're playing a song, it'll also display the lyrics to it. As far as the volume from the speaker, we're pretty satisfied with it, pretty strong, and on top of that, when you hold it, you definitely feel a little bit of the vibrations in the back. Thanks partly to the fast processor, the Motorola Defy does a great job as far as playing movies in general. We have a video here encoded in MPEG-4, 1280 by 720 of resolution, so it's pretty detailed. As you can tell, it's running very smoothly, no evidence of any lag whatsoever, and thanks to the great and brilliant looking display, it managed to radiate some pretty good colors as well. When it comes down to taking photos with the handset, we're pretty happy with the overall results it's able to produce with the 5-megapixel autofocus camera. The only one gripe that we have is just the amount of time, the delay that it has from the time you press the shutter key on the screen to the time it takes the shot, just because it has to focus correctly. But outdoor conditions, photos did come out with sharp-looking visuals with lots of detail. On top of that, color production looks normal. It's full body. Indoors in low lighting conditions, the LED flash does a great job illuminating shots, as it does present a good amount of colors, but it does have a tendency to have slightly softer tones. If there's one thing that we would love to see the Motorola Defy offer, it has to be nothing but a 720p video recording. But unfortunately, the only thing that we're greeted to is just a maximum shooting resolution of 640 by 480, so VGA videos, and shoots at a capture rate of 29 frames per second. So it does a manageable job as far as keeping a steady frame rate and looking pretty smooth. But unfortunately, though, it doesn't have all the high details that you tend to see with 720p video recording. Unfortunately, the earpiece on the Defy was kind of lacking in terms of power. It made it very difficult to hear callers. On top of that, the voices did sound somewhat crackly and made it very difficult to hear. Luckily, though, on our caller's end, they did state that voices did sound distinct and full-bodied, so I didn't have any problems listening to us. When we switched to using the speakerphone, though, it did produce some strong tones and made it very easy for us to hear our callers. Another neat feature of the Motorola Defy, seeing that it's a newer Android handset from T-Mobile, is that it offers Wi-Fi calling. So if you're in an area with low quality to the network, you could always connect via Wi-Fi to make voice phone calls. And we tested it out. It did work pretty good. Voices were pretty much the same results we saw with normal calling. But unfortunately, it doesn't do a complete handoff from Wi-Fi to wireless connection instantly. So you just got to watch out with that. There's something really different with the battery life on the Motorola Defy. It's actually normal compared to other smartphones. So if you're going to use it for normal usage, the occasional text message, pretty much data and even voice phone calls, you'll get by a solid 8-hour work shift, but you just want to charge it up before you go to bed. Heavy users, though, might want to bring along a charger just because it'll eat up the battery pretty quick. During our time with the handset, we didn't notice any major fluctuations in signal strength, and it seems to have a good connection to network at all times. For being $100 on contract, we're pretty satisfied with the overall experience we got out of the Motorola Defy. It has that novel feature of being water resistant and waterproof up to 3 feet or 1 meter. Aside from that, it would have been nice to see some other rugged type of things with it, such as push-to-talk, which is something that the Motorola i1 clearly has an advantage. But aside from that, you have the full Android experience. It runs pretty well. We're happy with the results with its photo quality. It has a great job in that aspect. And of course, you have also stuff like a Wi-Fi calling in tow with the handset. Overall, though, the speed is pretty manageable. It should get by most people. And for $100, you can't really beat it too much. So if you'd like to learn more about the Motorola Defy, or for all the latest cell phone reviews, news specs, and information, you can check us out at phonearena.com.